Are you excited for this?
I'm scared.
Okay, don't be scared. Can you not smell anything right now? Because if you can, if this was peated, you'd already smell it.
No.
Okay. Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. I'm Peter Fasciano.
I'm Mary Bridget Fasciano.
So today we have a bottle battle, and we were sitting around the house, and Mary Bridget was here, and she wanted to do a video. So I thought, what better time to do this than right now? And
Since
she's never done one of these before.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
And as you just saw, she's a little freaked out that these were going to be peated. And they're not. I can smell them even before we get them up to our noses, and they're sweet. So I think you're going to be okay.
Okay, because if they are peated, I'm going to punch you.
Don't punch. Don't resort to violence. So if you're new here, basically this is actually a new series for me, and this is going to be a bottle battle. I have 20 samples that I poured, so I kind of have an idea of what's in the sample pool. But Mary Bridget grabbed 2 samples out of the sample pool. So people say double blind. Because I kind of know what's in the sample pool, I don't necessarily know if that means these are double blind, but let's just call this is a double blind taste. We don't know what we're tasting. More than likely, she's never had these things before. I, on the other hand, have. So what we're going to do is go back and forth. I think, do you want to start on your right or your left?
Right.
So we're going to start on the glass on the right. We're going to smell it and taste it, let you know whether or not we like it or not, and then go to the bottle or the glass on the left, smell it, taste it, and then give you our opinions on which one we like the most. And then at the very end, we're going to reveal what we're drinking. I'm going to try to guess whether this is bourbon, Irish, Scotch, peated Scotch, which I don't think they are, rye. It could be anything. It could be Japanese. It could be American single malt. It could be anything in my collection. We just don't know.
And maybe I'll guess just to
see where your palate is.
Just to make it funny.
Recently, I have noticed that her palate has gotten a little bit better, and she's becoming more used to the ethanol, and she's starting to pull some notes out of the whiskeys that we're tasting. So,
but only if they're like super obvious.
All right. Why don't you get this on the nose?
Okay.
And then I just want to remind everybody, if you're liking this information and you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. After we do all these reveals, if you are familiar with these whiskeys, let me know what order you would put them in, which one your preference is, and then do all those other things that YouTubers ask you to do, like, subscribe, share, do all that. So anything?
Yes. So my first thought is, hold on, like don't say anything.
Okay.
My first thought is because I do feel that scotches have a very distinct smell. And this does not smell like that to me. So my guess would be, I think this is a bourbon.
Okay. And I would be up there with you. I think this has a sweet enough smell that I think it falls into the bourbon category, and it doesn't necessarily have a malted note that a Scotch would give you. And I also think because of how dark they are, I think that also kind of gives away that this would be a bourbon of some sort. So on the nose, I'm getting sweetness, and it's fruit sweetness. It's fruity, and it's a little bit chocolatey to me. Maybe some red fruits and chocolate. Maybe around the...
an apple. Like a red apple.
Like a red apple?
Definitely not a green apple like a Jolly Rancher. It's more like an orchard apple.
Whatever it is, it smells great. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Cheers.
You were going to just sip that without cheersing me.
That's for you, Steve. All right.
It's mild.
That is mild. This is our first sip of whiskey for the day. It's making my mouth water.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. It is sweet with a little bit of spice. I don't think the proof is very high. Maybe somewhere around 100. Could be completely wrong. 100 or under, because it doesn't seem to be too proofy. But all of that sweetness on the nose is also is coming through on the palate. I think it's very fruit forward with a touch of spice. And then I do get that chocolate candy bar note as well. Or maybe I'm just craving candy bars right now. But that is I think that's very fruit forward with a slight amount of ethanol burn. All right.
That's funny. I don't get any ethanol burn.
No?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a little bit of ethanol burn, which makes me think that it's 100 or less in the proof. All right.
So when you said slight, I should have taken that literally.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on to glass number 2. All right.
That was a funny tone in your voice. What was the all right for?
They smell a little similar. This smells a little sweeter.
No, this smells better on the nose.
Yeah, I think this smells sweeter, and I think I like the nose on this more.
This almost has no smell. Like it's just a very, very subtle.
Yeah, compared to this, it definitely is the weaker of the two.
Why is it every time I'm here, I always seem to get the whiskeys that have almost no smell? I feel like I say that a lot. Like this almost has no smell.
Yeah.
Do you like the voice that I make
but
for myself?
Of the no smell that you're getting, what are you getting? I get a little bit more of a spice note in here rather than sweet. The sweetness is still there, but not as dominant as the first one.
Yeah. Sweet. I don't know what I'm getting.
It's very subdued.
Very.
And maybe it's because this is overpowering that. So let's get it on the
I
palate.
guess we should have tried this one first.
Well, we don't know. That's
I
why it's
know.
the whole blind.
I think I like that one better.
Wow. I think they're both
good.
They're both good.
This is really smooth and delicate.
wow.
Would you call that delicate?
I don't say maybe delicate. No. I think they're watch, this is like gonna be a rye or an Irish or something or an American single malt. I think these are bourbon. I think
This kind of does have a little bit of a rye flavor.
Really? I don't like dill and mint, and not being a big rye fan, I personally don't
think
pick up
that it's a rye.
Pick up rye notes. They're both real. I think they're both really good.
Watch
I
it.
like
They're going to be ryes after you say
Oh
that
my
you don't
gosh.
like ryes.
Well, not necessarily I don't like rye. I'm just not the biggest rye fan.
What's the difference?
My preference would be to drink something else, but I will drink ryes. It's not that I dislike them, but the overall profile of ryes with the dill and the mint may not necessarily be, or those heavy tea notes aren't necessarily my favorite. These are both really good.
Maybe I'm not getting mint. And I don't think I'm getting a tea note.
I think this is sweeter. It's definitely much fruit forward with its tiny bit of spice for me. And I don't think either one of these are high in ABV.
No,
I think they're 100 or less.
I would even guess that this one is less than this one.
And this is fruit forward, but I'm not getting as much spice in this as I do in this. So what we're going to do here, instead of just talking back and forth, we're going to spend some time with these. We're going to jump back in there after we've spent some time with them. We're going to talk a little bit off air, and then come back with our final thoughts. Okay, so we're back. As we were sitting here talking about this, I was thinking that these might be high rye bourbons, and then Mary Bridget said,
well, that makes sense, because if I said that I feel like this one tastes a little rye, is that even a word?
Sure,
Rye.
it is
I
today.
just made it up today. Then that would make sense if it's a high rye bourbon, because the rye flavors would come out in it, right?
yeah. And as we were going back and forth, I think, and let me know if I'm wrong, I think we both preferred the nose on this, but the palate on this. I think they both came across as like a little bit pepper spice. That fruity note is still there in both of them, but this seemed to be a little bit more well constructed, not as sharp as that one.
Yes.
Because you were saying that it tasted smoother.
Smooth. So I guess that's a great way to describe it, not as sharp.
Right. And I think this one seemed to be a little bit more rounded overall than this. So do you have a preference on glass 2 over glass 1?
Yeah, I like the one on the left. That was glass 2, because we tasted this one first, over this. But I prefer the nose on glass 1 over glass 2.
Yeah, and I'm in the exact same situation. I prefer
why
the
we
nose.
get along so well.
I know. I prefer the nose on this, but I think I like the palate on this more. I think they're both high rye bourbons. I think they're both spice forward. We're guessing 100 proof or less, and I'm thinking that this might be the Remus 5 and the Wild Turkey 101, because I know that matchup is in the pool, and I think these do have similar notes. So that's my guess. As far as which one's which, I'm going to say that this one is I think this is the Gatsby Reserve, and I think this is going to be the Wild Turkey 101.
Which would be hysterical to me, because when he said that that's what he thought it was, I just started laughing, because Wild Turkey when you say that, it just reminds me of my grandfather because that's what he used to drink. And so I laugh at that thinking, could I possibly even tolerate or think that it's even good, something that my grandfather used to drink? That's funny.
All right, are we ready to figure out?
I hope it is because I would admire him even that much more.
So she selected these out of the random pool that I have. So in glass number 1 to the right is this one.
Okay.
And then glass number 2 is the one on the left for this one.
Is it written on the bottom?
It's written on the bottom if you can read my writing. Ready? 1,
Okay,
2, 3. Wild Turkey 101.
What does that say? Something Spirit?
Kentucky Spirit.
Kentucky Spirit.
All right. So they're both Wild Turkey.
Oh,
so
okay.
Kentucky Spirit is 100.
I love that.
proof.
Oh, Grandpa.
Yeah, that's great. So we kind of both thought that they were maybe in the same family, but yeah, awesome. So Wild Turkey 101, at least we kind of got that.
And
but
that's funny. That's the one
on
that
the
we
left.
like the best.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that won out. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
Aw.
So I guess that's pretty much
That's
all we
it.
got. Wild Turkey 101 wins this bottle battle today. Again, do all those things that YouTubers asked you to do. Like, subscribe, share. If you've had any Kentucky Spirits and you've had them up against Wild Turkey 101, what was your preference? And I think that is going to do it, but we do need to do our blend really quick
Oh, fun that I get to do this with you.
and see how
What
the
it
Wild
tastes
Turkey
like.
101 and the Kentucky Spirit blend together. Smells the same, which is not surprising because I think they both kind of smelled the same with slight differences. This is sweet.
This, to me,
little bit of
it
spice.
brought out a little bit more maple notes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
See, I am getting so many things right today. It
Power
just
of
makes me
suggestion.
happy. I just said I thought when we were going back and forth that I thought that I had tasted black pepper in one, and he picked it up and tasted it.
That is.
I love it when I get things right.
All right.
Cheers.
Just to the blend.
Okay, let's see. That almost tastes like you put a drop of water in it.
Yeah, it flattened it out.
Yeah, so don't mix them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what to. I would never tell you how to drink your whiskey.
We're just here to give our opinions. So do what you want with your own money. Drink your whiskeys the way that you want. Don't let anybody say anything different because in the end, you're the one buying it and you're the one drinking it. So I guess with all that being said, I hope wherever you're at in your journey, you're enjoying it because it's times like this that make me enjoy my journey even more.
And I'm starting to enjoy my journey because I'm
Yeah.
actually on a journey now, I guess. So.
Yeah, she's doing good. She's doing really good. I think she's broken through that ethanol wall.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.